We are in the era of the Industrial Revolution in the second half of the 19th century. Working conditions are poor, as are health and safety precautions. Accidents and injuries are the order of the day. Today we look back at the beginnings of the Arbeiter-Samariter-Bund, Worker-Samatarian Federation, ASB for short. Its origins and development are very interesting. In 1877, the St. John's Ambulance Association of the Order of St. John was founded in England, which trained expert helpers at its own ambulance schools, in order to have first aider on site in the event of an accident. In 1881, the German surgeon Friedrich von Esmarch learned about this school and, after returning to Germany, established the Samatarian school starting in Kiel. Here, however, health officials were trained. He also wrote the book Die erste Hilfe bei plötzlichen Unglücksfällen, ein Leitfaden für Samariterschulen, First Aid in Sudden Accidents, a guide for Samatarian schools, which subsequently became very popular. On 5th of May 1882, he founded the Deutscher Samariterverein, German Samariter Association in Kiel, which, unlike in England, was intended to be a model for other associations and not be the headquarter. After a meeting in Kassel in 1895, the Deutscher Samariter-Bund, German Samariter Association, was formed, in which helpers and doctors worked together to provide medical care in peacetime. On 28th of November 1884, an accident occurs on the site of the Märkische Eiswerke in Erkner on Flakensee near Berlin, during the construction of a large warehouse, when a 40-meter-long sidewall collapsed and buried 3 carpenters underneath it. Numerous helpers arrived, but nobody really knew what to do. 6 years earlier, the socialist laws has banned trade unions, and employers had no interest in protecting their employees. There were no strikes. Health and safety at work or accident prevention were not known yet, let alongside enshrined in the law. Every year, thousands died in accidents at work and even more were injured. Gustav Dittrich, organized in the Association of German Carpenters, no longer wanted to stand idly by. Together with 5 colleagues, they approached the physician Dr. Alfred Bernstein, who agrees to give lectures. In the first lecture, however, the doctor notes that a lecture alone is not enough to know what to do. On 29th of November 1888, the year of the 3 emperors, there is the first Lehrkursus für Erste Hilfe bei Unglücksfällen, teaching courses for first aid in accidents. This course is aimed at Zimmerleute, Maurer und Bauarbeiter sowie alle Arbeiter, welche sich für die Sache interessieren. Carpenters, bricklayers and builders, as well as all workers who are interested in the subject. Participants have to pay 20 pfennigs for the dressing material required, the typical workers' penny as mentioned in the video about the Workers' Welfare Association, AWO. This date is regarded as the founding of the Workers' Samariter Federation, ASB. In the following 6 months, Dr. Alfred Bernstein held a course of this kind every 14 days, and the participants, led by Gustav Dittrich, founded the association Lehrkursus der Berliner Arbeiter zur ersten Hilfe bei Unglücksfällen, Berliner Workers' First Aid Course for Accidents. On 21st of October 1888, the second first aid course, called the Samatarian course, begins. This model sets a precedent throughout Germany. In 1895, the name was changed to Samariter-Kursus für Arbeiter und Arbeiterinnen, Samatarian course for workers, probably to distinguish it from the courses run by the German Samariter Federation, whose target group was civil servants and fire brigades. In 1896, the Arbeiter-Samariter-Kolonne, Workers' Samariter Column, was founded as a medical service group. This was also a major step in the direction of emergency rescue, which was otherwise the domain of official bodies. On the 5th of October 1900, 3 men drowned at the Workers' Samariter Association Singing Festival. As a result, a water rescue service is also founded in the Workers' Samariter Column. In 1909, the Workers-Samariter groups from various cities merged to form the Arbeiter-Samariter-Bund, Workers' Samatarian Federation. In contrast to the German Samariter Association, these were mainly lay volunteers from the labor force. At the beginning of the First World War, there were 108 Workers' Samariter columns with 6,600 trained ASB first aider, half of whom went to war. At the end of the war, there were still 30 columns with 1,400 members. During the Weimar Republic, the organization developed its own first aid kit and even had its own convalescence home. Due to its route to the labor force, there were also close links to the trade unions and the Social Democrats. In 1933, there were 1,510 columns and 48,000 members. As the ASB was not prepared to be brought into line, it was dissolved under the Nazis, and its assets and equipment were transferred to the German Red Cross. After the Second World War, it was re-established in West Germany, but not in the GDR. After initially being based in Hanover, the organization is now headquartered in Cologne and Berlin. Today, ASB has 16 federal state associations with 191 regional associations at regional, district and local level. ASB has 1,400,000 members, 50,000 full-time employees and 20,000 volunteers. The ASB is politically and denominationally independent. Also, many chairpersons and presidents are politicians who often come from the ranks of the SPD. The current president is Katharina Barley. The Workers-Samariter Youth was founded back in 1924. Like the other youth organizations of the 8 organizations, they introduce their almost 100,000 members to the activities of the ASB and are fundamentally there for children and young people and gives them a voice with political decision makers. They organize youth camps as well as training for school paramedics and other youth seminars on various topics. Minors can even become members free of charge. In addition to the community and other activities and endeavors, have at least one annual first aid course or even a free repatriation service if they fall ill abroad. ASB's tasks are wide-ranging. In addition to first aid training and manning rescue centers, including 2 water rescue stations in Berlin, it supports events with its medical service and also helps with the rescue and care of victims in the event of disasters. ASB runs residential and nursing homes for elderly people or people with disabilities, but also offers mobile care services, including palliative and hospice care. The organization has its own dog handlers for visiting and reading dogs. And there's also a travel repatriation service in case something unforeseen happens on holiday. ASB also provides assistance abroad. The ASB provides help after disasters, during epidemics, or simply to help people help themselves to live without poverty. As Samaritan organizations were also formed abroad, Samaritan International was founded in 1994 by the national societies from Germany, Austria, Denmark and France. There are now 19 member organizations with a total of 3 million members, 140,000 volunteers and 45,000 full-time employees. The tasks are similar to those of the ASB in the broad set sense, from social and first aid to disaster control. So if you don't yet know what to do with free time, or if you want to do something good for the others, you can drop by the ASB. The opportunity to socialize with others and improve your German skills is also worthwhile. And if you're a member and take advantage of the travel repatriation service, you can do so free of charge. Why don't you drop by? Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.